The adventure starts in 2 days. In the morning, everything is ready, the route, the backpack, it's all cool and I can't wait to start. Okay, so here's my bike with the bags on it, and I have prepared small cards with the kilometers, where are the towns and the hotel and everything I needed. And I woke up at 4 on that morning, 4 a.m., drinking a big smoothie of frozen bananas and papayas. Paul doesn't like papaya, so I had to finish them. I added some sugar and water, and I was ready to go at 5 a.m. It was still night, and I was using my bike lights, and I started climbing. There's a little church close to my town with the moon at the background, and that's a whole climb to Col de la Chourte, and then down, and only small hills till the end. So here you can see the French countryside, the northeast part of France. So only hills, cows, villages, tractors, And here I stopped for an early lunch break with vegan sausages. That's a lot of sausage, and I eat only half of it because that's really enough for me. I will eat the rest of the sausages on the next day. And so I make sandwiches with the whole baguette and some sriracha sauce, delicious. And I chill a little in front of that cute little church. There are churches like that everywhere in Europe, even in small villages. Anyway, I keep riding through the hills. It's really chill. There are almost no car, just a few people living there. It's not steep, as you can see, and it's very sunny, but not too warm yet. It's alright. It's under 30 degrees Celsius for now. I can handle that. And for now, riding is very fun. It's fine. I'm not in pain. And finally, there's a flat section on a bicycle path next to a canal. And it was lasting for 20 kilometers maybe to the next big town where I planned to stop. And for now, I'm not hungry at all. I'm just enjoying my ride with that cool vegan shirt. As you can see, I'm well protected from the sun with arm covers and leg covers, or some people call them leg warmers, but I don't want to be warmer. Anyway, I planned to stop in that big town, but I didn't. I kept riding because my belly was still full. I was not hungry at all, and I decided to stop a little bit after and do the kilometers that needed to be done, because that day was 280 kilometers. That's quite a lot, and that's why I left so early. So I drank some fruit juice and bought lots of water and dried apricots. That was such a long day, but I didn't film more. Anyway, here you can see the first part of the ride on Strava, and I recorded the other part on my phone because my Brighton was out of battery and I forgot to charge it during the day. My fault. So anyway, I arrive in Luxembourg. It's a pretty little town. I arrive before the sundown. I visit the fortress part of it. It's a star fort actually. And I went straight to the bar where I wanted to order vegan pizzas. I was very happy. Ordered some pineapple juice, water, and I was waiting for my pizza. I couldn't wait for it. This is a vegan margherita pizza. It was so comforting to have that at night. And it was getting late, so I didn't stay in town too long. I went back to my youth hostel. Luxembourg is a pretty little town with old buildings, new buildings, restaurants, and lots of nightlife apparently. Okay, and the next morning, that's all the vegan food I could find at the youth hostel: cornflakes, sugar, and water. I had double the amounts here, and this is how it looks. I left at about 7:30, and the infrastructure was so great in Luxembourg. Great bicycle path, very well indicated, and I felt super safe as a cyclist in Luxembourg. It was really appreciated. And I had lots of hills for the whole day, and I was starting to take my time because I had lots of chafing. Anyway, first stop, I bought some pineapple juice. Again, I love pineapple juice. And then I had some sandwiches, like yesterday, with the rest of the sausages. And I was so happy to finally find a bench because it's hard to find benches in that area. And I couldn't stop for too long because there was a lot of kilometers left. What I liked on that day is the long roads through the forest with not too many cars. And then I stopped 50 kilometers later. I found nice vegan ice cream and of course some fruit juice. At about 4:30 I decided to take the train because there was no time for me to make it just in time for the reception to be still open. And someone really helpful took me in his pickup car and dropped me at the train station, and then I could chill in the train and reach Louvain-la-Neuve in due time. I was not so proud to take the train as I wanted to ride for the whole distance, but on that day there was no choice. Otherwise I would have to book another hotel or sleep outside, which no way, not acceptable. So I took the train, and on that day I've done only 135 kilometers with a lot of elevation after all. Maybe that's why I was so slow. I was tired and chafed. And here is my accommodation. So another youth hostel. I was alone in my room. It was good to have some privacy and a nice shower and a lot of free time for recovery and for town exploration. Anyway, I was hungry and I went to a restaurant that had vegan options, and the waiter and the cook knew the vegan concept, so it was really helpful. So I ordered a few mezze and drank some lemonade. So there's some eggplant, potato, chickpea, tomato and more. And on the next morning I had a lot of food from the youth hostel and fruit juice and some jam and of course lots of water. I drank so much water on that trip. And here is the view. It was a really cool neighborhood. Huh? And inside. And after breakfast I went straight to town to explore and mostly to check out the lake, because I wanted to organize a picnic at the best spots around that lake. And I walked all around the lake to make sure that the spot I picked before and indicated on the map was actually good, with shade and a flat space with green grass and not some charred grass that's yellow and and dead. And I saw lots of little animals, ducks and gooses. They look really happy chilling there. And I was really early in the morning and I had time to go back to my accommodation and had some snack of blueberries. It's good to have time to eat some low-calorie food too. And the picnic has started here. As you can see, we are almost 10 people with also 2 kids and 1 dog, mostly women and 1 guy. So we ate fruit and starches and nice tasty sauces. I spent the whole afternoon there with them, and I also met one of my online contacts here. This is the dinner I had at a fast food restaurant with one of these people. Rice noodles, vegetables and some guava nectar, and the place was called Woke. After a good night of rest, it was time to leave Belgium and go back home. But I thought that the receptionist would be there at 6 a.m. and I was waiting for her for 50 minutes. So I left a bit late, but at least I left. Then I stopped in Namur, still in Belgium, to drink my 2nd liter of pineapple juice. And I enjoyed the great bicycle path that was along that big river in Namur. I was still able to smile on that point, but I had some really bad chafing from these cheap cycling shorts. I was suffering a lot, but I still pushed through on that day. I was able to power through for all this distance, and my secret was to go off the saddle as much as possible. And I used some Vaseline to mitigate the pain, but it didn't do miracles. It only helped a little. Anyway, after some nice kilometers on the bicycle path, it was time to climb again, and climb a lot. And now I'm going to show you a picture of my chafed butt. So if you are sensitive, just look away for like, I don't know, 15 seconds. So here it goes. Yeah, that's how it looked when I came back home. And every day it was getting worse. But I tried to sit as well as I could and to focus on something else. So here I did a little stop, eating some vegan candies, some jelly candy. And I keep riding because the distance is not done by sitting on the floor. So I kept riding and pushing, going up and down, up and down, up and down. The hills never stopped. And I had lots of small roads with not many cars. That was good. But at the end of the day, there were so many cars and I was tired. It was difficult for me to handle. I was so tired. Anyway, here is the lunch break at another supermarket. I found a spot in the shade and I found this delicious fruit, I forgot the name in English, and some nice rosé grapes and some Ben & Jerry's vegan cookie dough. So I filled the bottles and recharged my Brighton so that it could last till the end of the day, not like on the first day. Yeah, the only things I wanted to eat was fruit and some nice vegan goodies. So I tried to keep the breaks relatively short because there's lots of distance to be covered. The roads are right, there's not too many cars, it's like the middle of nowhere, crossing villages that I've never heard of. Yeah, up and down, up and down. This day never stopped showing me more hills. And I'm well covered. I even protect my face to avoid the sunburns. So basically only a small part of my face is not covered by sun protection. Okay, anyway, next shopping stop, rice noodles for home, cherries and strawberries for eating on the spot, and some grapes and some vegan cakes for the next morning. And I kept riding and riding till the sunset to reach the border between Luxembourg and France. Oh, I was tired, but it's okay, I could push through. It's just that the end of the day was with city traffic and I was not so happy with it. But I made it, and here is the stats for the day. 3,000 meters of elevation. Oof. Oh, that was quite hard for my back. Anyway, I arrived in Esch-sur-Alzette in Luxembourg, and on the way to my Asian restaurant, I was checking the local architecture. It looks quite modern, some kind of industrial style with newer buildings. Anyway, going to my Asian restaurant called Origami, which had vegan plates in the sushi buffet. All the green plates were vegan, which I was very happy to hear about. And I would like to pile all the plates that I ate, but the waitresses kept on taking them. I ate between 10 and 15 plates, plus a cup of rice and some vegetables. I didn't bother to visit the city much more because I wanted to have a good night of sleep. Okay, next morning, it's very early. I wake up at 5 and eat my fruit and the vegan cakes. Oh, I wished I could sleep more, but no. Okay, let's get ready. I actually got bloated with eating often all these days and eating, bad food combos sometimes, but I needed lots of calories. Okay, leaving my room and going down the elevator, I got my bike that was in a special room. I thought, it looks like a nice day, and I didn't know at that time that my bike had a puncture. I don't know if you saw it. So it was a slow puncture and I had to change the tube. It took me about 30 minutes because my arms and my hands are not that strong. I'm a tiny little woman. Okay, and let's go. Lots of bicycle paths because I was still in Luxembourg, staying at the border, and then big roads. Not too many cars in the morning, it was early, but then after that, There was lots of traffic after that, after the big hills. I was so tired. Okay, and then I stopped for some nice baked bean with a baguette between some hills in a faraway town. I found nowhere to stop. And later, I ate the fruit I bought that I carried in the backpack. And because of that, my lower back was sore, so sore. And also my shoulders were in pain. Oh, so many big roads. I was in pain. I was struggling. I was struggling mentally too. And I was happy to see a bicycle path again after that. It was really warm on that day. As you can imagine from the grass that's yellow, almost dead. And here is in Pont-à-Mousson, lots of bicycle paths still there. Okay, so let's check the temperature. 39 degrees, as you can see. And I forgot to film a tub of raspberries and 750 milliliters of lemonade. Then I stopped in Nancy in a tiny restaurant called Big Sister, and I ordered a kind of burger with some vegan bacon and some vegan cream cheese. And I also ordered some kind of herbal lemonade. And then a slice of cake made with a banana and passion fruit. It was good. And then the peak of temperature of the whole trip. Look, 42 degrees. Yeah, I survived thanks to water. Okay, here's the stats. Oh, and at night at the hotel I had fruit. I only wanted fruit, so I had the watermelon and 2 peaches, and later I had some vegan ravioli, like here behind. And here on the left there's my breakfast, grapes and plums and more peaches. Oh, I needed that hydration. That's the next morning. Oh, I enjoyed sleeping a bit later, and that's cute little views on the cemetery. It's okay. So I stayed in bed as much as possible, and I left the room at 9:30. That's much better than leaving at 6, isn't it? Bed was so good. Okay, and then more riding, but not much riding. It was only 80 kilometers. So I covered up as always and pushed through the pain. As always, since day 2. There were not too many cars, and it was only 80 kilometers, but it was very long for me because I was in pain and tired, and I stopped for food at about noon to buy baked beans in tomato sauce and some bread, and these yogurts were for later. I'll show you later. So I keep riding towards the mountains, towards my place, and I had another break of 1 hour here next to a lake. I really needed it. My back was so sore and I was feeling weak, and I ate my yogurts. It was nice to chill under the trees and have some freshness. And I knew this place. It was good to feel close to home. I had time to chill on that day, and I took the opportunity because I needed it, and there were not too many kilometers, so it's good to chill. Okay, and then one last big climb. It's okay, I could do it. I took my time, and it feels good to be home, baby. And now the stats of the last day. It was short and it was steep enough, and that's it.